everybody, it's me, GhostCritic, with my second Will That Happen video. New segment on my channel where I pick a new story or event from the past week and have my say on it. Before I kick off with this week, just want to thank everyone who supported the first video. It's always with a little bit of trepidation and worry when you replace an existing format with something new. You wonder, are people going to like it as much? But the response on the first Well That Happened video was brilliant, and thank you all for commenting on my views on cover versions, variant editions. Some interesting conversations going on there. So don't forget, when you do comment on these videos, check out everybody else's comments, their views, have a little chat with them, interact with each other. That's what my channel is all about. Now, this week, it would be remiss of me not to talk about all those new image titles that were announced from the Image Expo. Image has had such a huge influence on my comic book collecting, especially last year. I mean, it just blew up. My Image pull list is much bigger than DC, Marvel, all the rest probably put together. It is pulling out so many good titles with great creators behind them, and of course 2015 was going to be no different. I am going to go over quite a lot of the new titles, show you the covers that I've been able to find on the internet, and just kind of like a brief, if I'm going to be interested in it or not. I don't know. When I see this, and obviously all the websites are going to talk about the new stuff, but it would have been nice to hear something about the pre-existing titles and what is going to happen to them in 2015. If anyone knows of any articles or any interviews with anybody that's on the internet, put a link in the comment section below so I can have a look. Bit lazy, I couldn't find anything, but obviously the websites are going to push all the new stuff because that's what they're most excited about. But like I say, it would just have been interesting to hear what is happening with the pre-existing titles. There is a lot. I've not picked everything. I've picked quite a big stack of what they're going to be bringing out in 2015. With things like this, it always does worry me, and it did worry me to some extent in 2014. The Image were putting out so many new titles, and in some respects I was a little bit worried that they were going to flood the market with their titles, and some issues were going to get kind of forgotten about in the whole hype of new #1s from Image all the time. I hope that doesn't happen in 2015 and Image go from strength to strength, because they put out a wide range of genres, interesting storylines. Now, they've certainly grabbed some great creators to push forward these new books. Again, it would be nice to see some littler known names and give them the push for what they are putting out. If there are any out there, it's very difficult to know these things. If there are smaller, lesser well-known artists, storytellers, creators who have ideas, who have comic books that they want to bring to a wider audience, and Image does seem to be the place for that to happen. But certainly with their new issues that they've announced, all the big names are there. So let's kick off and find out what we can look forward to in 2015. And you don't get much bigger than Scott Snyder. He's already brought out an amazing horror title called Witches with Artist Jock. Now he has one called AD, After Death, which is Scott Snyder writing it and art by Jeff Lemire. Now that sounds amazing straight away. The story, or the little bit that I've read about it, doesn't exactly capture me yet, but that's because it really doesn't say much. All it basically is saying is the idea, the concept of death has been cured, and we are going to follow a man dealing with that scenario. I'll have a look at that one. You know, it's Scott Snyder, it's probably going to be a really damn good story, but there just isn't really that much information to think about whether it's going to be a really great series. Brian Wood, he goes back to his kind of Viking Northlander genre storytelling with Black Road. This sounds to be something along the lines of kind of paganism and Christianity at loggerheads, and our main character finds or discovers a secret that's gonna blow the lid off all of it, and what is he going to do with that information? I haven't read Northlanders. It's one that I will eventually at some point get round to reading in trade, so this is a kind of I might not bother with it, maybe a trade pickup. Something a little bit more light-hearted perhaps and humorous is I Hate Fairyland by Scotty Young. It's the Scotty Young covers that everyone seems to think are fantastic, though I feel the joke is a little bit tired now. But the story seems to surround being in this very cutesy, hyper colourful Fairyland type scenario, and we have a 40-year-old cynic in the name of Gertrude. She's clearly not enjoying herself there. I think that's going to be a very light-hearted, humorous concept there. Again, not really interested in that. It'll be interesting to see if anyone else has any ideas about whether they're going to pick that up or not. Brandon Graham, you're pushing 8 House once again. This came up in 2014's Image Expo and we never saw it, and I was like, my god, when is he ever going to bring this out, because I am super excited for this. There is a few more little details about the series kind of overall arc. It is about 8 houses that control all life, and it's going to be, sounds like it's going to be broken down into kind of 3 mini-series where Brandon Graham is going to use a different artist for each mini-series. Again, I'm waiting, Brandon, I'm waiting for it. Going on to the kind of sci-fi that Image really enjoy, we have one called Kaptara by Chip Zdarsky, he of Sex Criminals fame. Like I said, it's a sci-fi, Earth is doomed kind of scenario. I think I've got my fill of sci-fi on my Image list at the moment, so whether this is going to appeal to me in any way, it's highly unlikely. Ludocrats by Kieran Gillen. It's kind of a humorous, again, look at this aristocracy battling against us normals. It does sound very for laughs, very madcap, very silly. You just have to look at the cover. It is looks very cartoony. I didn't pick up Wicked and the Divine, and I know it's completely different, but so I'm not really, I don't really know much about Kieran Gillen's work, so we'll have to see on that one. Moving on to Monstress by Marjorie Liu. This is set in a historic setting in the 1900s, where we have a world where the great leviathans still exist, and a teenage girl has a psychic link with one of the most powerful leviathans, and obviously people want to control that power that she has. So sounds interesting. Again, Marjorie Liu isn't one of those writers, creators that I'm really well known about, but we'll see. Moving on to No Mercy by Alex de Campi. He's doing Grindhouse at the moment. And this title sounds very much like a kind of survival horror story. We have students on a school trip and then tragedy happens and it's their kind of journey to get back home. Again, the details on this are very scarce. Looking at the cover, it doesn't exactly jump out at me and go, buy this. So I don't know. I'm sure lots of people are wetting their pants over this one, but Brian K. Vaughan and Cliff Chang are writing Paper Girls. This is about 4 12-year-old newspaper delivery girls who one day come across something extraordinary, and that's all we're basically getting from the description of that. So who knows what this title is going to be about. It could be anything from an alien invasion, it could be a serial killer, it could be finding a dead body, it could be anything. But it's Brian K. Vaughan who's doing hugely well on Saga. Cliff Chang, everyone's missing him on Wonder Woman. So the two coupling, I'm sure it'll be a huge hit. Jeff Lemire has a new title out called Plutona, about a bunch of school children who find the dead body of a superhero, the world's greatest superhero. Sounds interesting. Jeff Lemire, great creator. I don't think he's doing the art as well. I could be mistaken there, but definitely sounds something out of the ordinary, something that's a bit kind of left field. Hopefully that will do my image stuff good. This one I'm sure everyone's incredibly excited for. It's Darwin Cook and Revengeance. I will definitely be picking this up. It's Darwin Cook, why would you not? He's doing a 3-issue mini-series in a kind of psychological thriller with some dark humorous overtones to that. So that's a no-brainer. I will be pre-ordering that and picking those up. From Eric Cante, him of the End League, we have Run, Love, Kill, which is advertised as a kind of sci-fi action-centric comic book where we have a character called Rain Oshiro who has 24 hours to escape this city. Again, details are slim. The cover, if this is it, this is all I could find. It looks very interesting and kind of intriguing. It's an odd cover, but the idea, the concept of it appeals somewhat to me. Brian Buccellato is doing a comic for Image. It's called Sons of the Devil. This is a psychological horror story. Again, there seems to be kind of a trait with Image at the moment with their sci-fi and horror comics, and they're doing a great job on both genres. But this is about a kind of 25-year-old blue-collar worker who finds out that his father was a cult leader. So that sounds right up my alley, and so that'll be a pre-order, I pretty much guarantee. Finally, from another Brian Wood pen story, it's called Starve, and sounds to me like very much a satire on the kind of celebrity cook culture, where we have these kind of epic gladiatorial face-offs, and you know, chefs, these celebrity chefs are cast as kind of almost royal members, and getting them to cook for you is seen as the highest level. And I don't know, the cover makes it look kind of very serious and dangerous in some respects, but the concept sounds a bit silly, played for laughs. So the two, kind of the art of the cover and the actual story concept, don't exactly mesh, so I'm not sure. Those are the ones I looked at, those are the ones I could find images for. Again, I don't know when any of these are coming out. Like I said, I'm still waiting for 8 House, and they solicited that last year, so I'm sure a lot of these will be seen throughout 2015, but we'll see. So let me know in the comment section down below which ones you're looking forward to the most. Are the ones where you're just like, oh, not again? Just let me know in the comment section below. So thank you for watching. Well, that happened. Until next week, thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit like, share, do all that good stuff. Thank you very much, and bye bye.